Hello and welcome to this video series where we're checking out submissions to the Dungeoncrawler GameJam of 2023. This time we will have a look at Temple of Duality by RedOwlGames. And before we jump into the game, which I downloaded, we will not play the web version, let's check the description here. A clash is happening between the two gods of this world, one wishing to preserve the world and one wanting to remake it anew. The player must climb to the top of the temple and put a stop to actions that will destroy the world as they know it. They reside at the top of the temple. What will you do when you reach the top? Alright, movement, WSD, QE, spacebar, duality ring. Okay. So 1 and tap basically. Sometimes ramps cause you to fall through the ground. Ooh, that's not good. Sometimes ramps won't let you move up to the next level. That's also not good. Missing ceiling tiles. Well, that's not a problem. Okay. So I guess we will just jump into the game. I will make some notes that I don't forget to press these. And yeah, let's see. And here we are. I like the music. Very calming. Sounds a bit like Native American music. The Temple of Duality. As you enter the temple, you remember that you must stick to your purpose. I think the tile size is too small. Maybe not. Maybe we are just a bit high. Might also be the case. I mean, here the tile size looks fine, but it feels like I'm only going a tiny step forward. Well, let's see. Ah, you can actually hold the forward button to move. Nice. Wing 4. Wing 3. Well, we might as well start with Wing 1. Oh, it's also the other ones are blocked. Okay. Well, cool. That's a big ass lever. Blap. Nice sounds. Yeah, it feels like the step is too small for some reason. But the perspective is, I think it's pretty good. I mean, we see the left side, right side. Maybe it's because you can see that these left and right side, they are at an angle. They are going away. And basically, we are looking upwards. Maybe it would feel different if we just look straight ahead. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me open Grimrock. So, no, the tile size is pretty much the same here. And Lands of Lore just as another example. Yeah, but the size there is the same. I just think that we are a bit like higher and looking up, and this is creating a little bit of like that's unusual feeling, not really bad. And it's queuing up commands. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, besides of my subjective feeling that somehow the tile size feels small, which might be because we are looking up a little bit, the perspective otherwise is perfect. I mean, whether or not this is not perfect, that's also subjective, of course, but besides of that, would definitely be perfect. And the movement is also very good. So, or pretty much perfect. I mean, It's very smooth. You can have a continuous movement if you press that. So yeah, that's an A plus. I think that's the what you call it in American school or wherever. All right. Let's oh. As you step through the doorway, a hulking mass appears in the next room. You fear this will not be an easy journey. To fight, walk up to an enemy and interact with it. Spacebar for keyboard and button south for... What? And button south for gamepad? Well, I will just ignore the gamepad. When in combat, use your sword to attack and your shields to block incoming attacks, but to watch your stamina as it might run out. Ah, the right mouse button. So we have left mouse button and right mouse button, and we are not using space at all. Well, we can use space to attack. Ouch! Very, very lenient with deflecting, I think. Let's just get hit now. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can argue that the animation is too slow. So it's just because I said it's very lenient because the enemy is hitting and then I'm slowly pulling up the shield and the hit is long done. But I pressed the shield button earlier, so it's not that I was so super slow, and it's just that the animation is a bit too slow. Phew, that was a tough fight. You can rest and heal up at campfires. Nice. But... well, let's just do that. The warmth of the fire invigorates your spirits. You got the compass, knowing your orientation. Whoa, nice, okay. I like that. Yeah. So we can trigger that with spacebar. I like this when you basically putting your interface together, which you also have in... Okay, sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself to move forward. Okay, yeah, I learned that. I like that, for example, in... I think it's in Stonekeep, but it's also definitely in Lands of Lore, where you find the items in the first castle, which are then put into your interface. I think it's the map and maybe also the compass, but I'm not 100% sure. Find the door and 2 locks. I'm not sure if you can pass these somehow. No, you can't. Yeah, and these were supposed to break off. I hope that they are not breaking. Oh, and there's... Okay. We see the issue. Yeah, okay. I hope that this is not preventing us from playing the rest of the game. Have I been around this corner before? These hallways have many twists and turns. We also have the Duality ring, in theory. We don't have it yet. And we have a map with tap, which we also don't have yet. So we might find that later on. Yeah. Ah, okay. By the way, you cannot move while you're fighting. And apparently, if you just keep your shield up, it will not drain your stamina, but the enemy will just attack through the block then. So that's a nice combat system, which you also cannot dance around. It's just basically kind of a reaction fight. Ah, it's also blocking, nice. Ha 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 ha. You got Duality Ring. Now you can see the other world. Try it out now. Press 1 keyboard or D-pad up. But I don't want to. Ah, okay. Now we can use the Duality Ring to go through. Okay. Would have been nice to have some graphical effects so that we know we are in the other dimension now. We have pretty much no indication. You think to yourself that you should enter the temple. Is the second door open now? Wing 2. Yes. As you enter this hallway, you feel the presence of many restless souls. You got the map. Now you can see where you have been. Tap keyboard. Starts. Yeah, we have that. Oh, we all. Ooh, nice. Okay. So we don't just have a mini map, we also have a full map here. Okay, cool. Before we go there, let's open the other things. Duality Relic. How many can you find? I don't know. Next one. No secrets. Okay. Yeah, I should not pull any levers before exploring, so that I actually know what they are doing. Now. Yeah. Okay. Obviously. So there was a secret. But I'm not going to run into that again. Another trap. Oh, there are a couple of traps. I really hope that I'm not falling through the world and basically breaking the game. The warmth of the fire invigorates. Alright. Let's try this route here. I'm not quite seeing the point of the traps if you have to run into them. Huh. As you begin to climb the floors, reflecting upon your journey so far, you realize you've come a long way. I hope that this is not broken. It seems to be broken. I can't continue. Okay. Maybe we already unlocked the third portal or something. Ah, maybe I can go further in the other dimension. No, I can't. Yeah, no difference there. Okay, we can continue that way, and maybe we don't need the other side. But I mean, there was a text, so it's unlikely that it was for nothing. What's that? There's a door. Oh. Okay. We are here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere here. So we gotta ramp up here. And ramp down. Yeah, this is the one which we need to take, but this is broken apparently. Ah, we can even use it here. And we can see that this wall is also going away. Okay. We had that box. Well, let's just return. It requires the boss key. Ah. Requires the hammer. Wing 3. Yeah, well, but where do we get the hammer? And I fear that we can't progress anymore. Okay, I will need to check if this is broken and we can't progress. Yeah, unfortunately, that's it. So that cannot be... there's no way to progress further. The developer is already working on a patch, so by the time you see this video, there will already be a patch available. Unfortunately, I can't show you that in this video now. This is basically recorded in April. As I'm a judge, I need to play these entries in their original form and have to judge them accordingly. So yeah, that's really a shame. But when you see this, you can play further and then see all the other rooms and puzzles. So apparently the game is designed further. It's just not accessible at the moment. But even with what is available here, I think it was already a fun experience for, I don't know, how long did we play? Like 15 minutes or something. So I can only judge it until that point then, unfortunately. But just to summarize it again, so perspective, pretty much perfect. I think just the angle is a little bit non-standard. Controls are perfect. I think the combat is also pretty good. So my issue with real-time combat is often that it's just dancing around the enemy, and basically it's completely irrelevant what your character stats and so are. So in this game you are locked into the combat, you cannot run away, which I personally think is a good idea. Now the game doesn't really do much with the in terms of like what stats you have, and that you do more damage with certain types of weapons, or you have your character stats and so on, which is where this combat system here would shine more. And I think the combat was pretty good. Let me just restart the game 1 second. So here we are again. Now we are getting locked into the combat. I'm just trying something now. I need to initiate it with space. Yeah, so I can't just spam the key here. Now I need to start to deflect the attacks. And if I just keep my shield open, it's actually not working. You see that at some time the shield is taken down. So you have to time that. Yeah, you can't just wildly click. So you have to do some timing. It looks a bit off because the animation is so slow, I think. But from these enemy types, I think it's also fair. You don't need to have superhuman reflexes to defend the attacks. I prefer turn-based combat generally because it usually has also better implementation. But I think that type of real-time combat is actually pretty nice. I mean, you can build on that with, as I mentioned, with different stats and so on, so that it really has an impact about what your character is doing, having longer parry times, more stamina, do more damage, whatever, so that you can't just win every fight without taking damage, which is the point right now. If you do it right, it's always the perfect with basically player skill. But of course you can make enemies which attack so quickly that you would need a character which is evolved enough so that it's possible to defend. But still, I mean, for a jam, this combat I think is pretty good. So yeah, pretty much perfect perspective, perfect movement. Sound is perfect. I really like the music. There are footsteps, the combat sounds were nice. You hear this fire. So the sound atmosphere, the atmosphere in general is nice. The graphics are pretty good. Everything fits together. I mean, yes, maybe the pixel art here is not really matching these graphics, which are rather smooth, but generally everything fits together and it doesn't look like it's coming from like 5 different packs and I'm taking an item from there and this one is homemade and so on. So everything looks like it's intended that way. So graphics are also pretty good. Regarding the content, yeah, unfortunately with the bug, there is some stuff, so we can already see a nice chunk. That was the introduction, and there probably might have been more in the other chambers, but I can't judge that. So the Duality theme was in, but from what I could see with that thing, there wasn't much to see yet. So probably in the area we couldn't see yet. From the content, from what I can judge, it's it's already nice, but of course half of the game is still missing, or 2/3 of the game is still missing. So overall, I mean, it's definitely already a nice jam game for like the first 2 chambers. And I think with the patched version it can be really fun. So if you're interested in that, check out the link down in the video description. You will find, probably you will find an updated version which is getting rid of that bug, and where you can play through the whole game, which is then probably taking an hour. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing more videos, then you can also check out my playlist with all the videos of the jam entries. And if you're interested in seeing newly released videos or newly published videos, you can also subscribe to the channel. And with that, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.